Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your Coach Renz, and today we're going to talk about manifesting and whatnot. You know, a lot of people talk about manifesting in different ways based on whatever their religious belief systems they are, or whatever their cultural belief system, or the country they live in. Just different methods, different ways. And since we're sitting out here, you know, in all this wonderful nature, a little park behind me, I've thought that today will be a good opportunity to talk about that. Also, another reason why today is a good opportunity to talk about that, because tonight is a full moon, and many of my people who listen and people I know are going to be doing full moon rituals tonight, especially it's the end of the year, last full moon of the year, so they're going to be looking to, you know, embrace something in their life and then going forward to release something after the full moon. And of course, just traditionally in most Western countries, you know, going into the new year, people are going to be thinking about, okay, I want to manifest this for the holiday season because of their belief system in whatever, Saturnalia, Dionysius, Atticus, Jesus, you know, whomever, the Hanukkah time frame, whomever they believe in, whatever system they follow. They're going to be talking about blessings and things like that and looking for blessings. You're going to go to churches and mosques and synagogues. They're going to be talking about blessings and things of that nature. And then, of course, you're about to get all the, you know, in 2019, I'm going to lose this weight. In 2019, I'm going to find my husband. I'm going to find my wife. In 2019, I'm going to start that business. Every year we get into that same mode of we're going to manifest something brand new in our lives because it's the new year. And so we get into manifesting, and I'm not having a problem. I'm not saying that there's an issue nor problem with desiring to manifest and starting it out at a certain time frame. I mean, business planning is one of the things that I'm very involved in, and something that I believe we should all do. Life planning is something that I'm involved in. You know, any of my clients from the Coach Renz, you understand that life planning, business planning, economic planning, financial planning, credit planning, all these things, health planning, are very important, very vital. So starting at the new year, I used to get irritated with that when I owned UC Fitness, and people would say, oh, the new year I'm gonna lose, you know, hey, like the new year is every day. So let's get started today. But since we're in this time frame where people want to manifest, I want to give you guys a brief understanding of the law of attraction and how you truly should understand manifesting. But there is a lot of things that go into it, a lot more detail that this video is not going to be able to go into, simply because meditation is a part of it. The way you think, your mind, and all these things, how you set up your life, organize your life, how you plan your life, your visuals, your smells, your things you touch, see, all these things make a difference in how you manifest in life. If you guys know, about a year ago, this place that I'm filming now is one of my primary places I used to film, because just being in nature, I was in the process of manifesting a new location for Uncle Renz Popcorn, and coming to this place and hearing the water, the flow. You know, some people don't realize I'm listening to water, I'm being near water, because water is a currency, and I'm being near water because water is a current. Being in the woods, you get winds going through the trees. Winds move in a current. So you have streams and winds. So I'm looking for streams of money, streams of water, currency, to come into my life to be able to be manifested. And it's not that the water is going to create it, but it's getting my mind, my body, my energy, my spirit, my soul, whatever you want to call it, getting it into the flow, getting into an energetic flow, so that my actions then dictate what will generate the income. And I did that. If you guys was with me, I was doing all those videos partly because I love the environment, but I had a selfish reason, and those were my unselfish reasons for doing it. Selfishly, it was for me, but unselfishly, it was also something that I was able to provide for you guys. So I'm out here today because, yeah, I am looking to incorporate and bring in some new things into my life. I've been manifesting and working on, you know, adding additional stores for Uncle Renz Popcorn. I just got additional financial alchemy client yesterday. I look forward to starting with you because I know you're going to watch this video. We're going to do some great things. But then also, it is the Alchemy of Life tour. I want you guys to be a part of it. I definitely want you guys to be a part of it. So I got to manifest your desire, your will, your energy, your commitment, your action to be a part of the Alchemy of Life tour. So let me give you a brief understanding of some of the methods, some of the mindset that you got to get into if you want to manifest things in this coming year. You know, 2019, getting into the stream. I don't know, some bullshit like that. How about that? So, but I say it's some bullshit, but if that's a thing, if that has meaning to you, if that gives you an emotional if that creates an emotional attachment to whatever it is you want to create, if you like, in 2019, I'm in the stream of money. 2019, I'm in the stream of health. 2019, I'm in the stream of love. 2019, I'm going to use this. Don't y'all start to steal this one. I'm using this one. Yeah, so 2019, I'm in the stream of whatever it is I want to manifest in my life. So let's talk about that. Let's get some of the basic ideas. You guys know that I practice alchemy. You know that I follow the Hermetic laws, the writings of the Emerald Tablets. So when we look at those things, one of the first things that you have to come to a recognition of is, the wood stuff be falling, is the law of mentalism. You have to understand the law of mentalism. Now, the law of mentalism, if you are on my Patreon, then that's like 4 or 5 videos by itself, each video about 45 minutes. But the law of mentalism, the basic understanding is that the all is in all, that the creative energy, creative force, God, whatever you want to call nature, whatever you want to call the universal energy, is in the manifestation and creation of everything, anything. It is started by a thought of the all. So if the all is creates by thought, then of course you first create by thought. We don't create by wishing. We don't create by just allowing things to happen. We create by thought. Somebody had to think of an airplane before they built an airplane. Somebody had to think of this jacket before they designed and manufactured this jacket. Everything that is in creation, everything that is in the material plane started with a thought. So everything in your life right now is a thought of yours or a thought of someone else's, and they were able to implement their thought over on top of yours. So if your life is going to hell in a handbasket because somebody else's actions, then it's because their thought energy is more powerful than your thought energy right now. So what we have to do is learn how to get our thought energy to be magnified so that it is the strength. So if you're doing a full moon ritual tonight, right, then what you're doing is really using the moon energy, the reflection of the sun, to energize your emotional impact, your thought, your emotions that you have towards the thought that you're creating. So if it's to build a business, if it's to be healthier, then you have to see yourself healthy. You can't see yourself in the process. Many people see themselves in the process all the time. They see themselves in the gym in their current state. You have to see yourself in the gym in your healthy state. See yourself walking in the park in your healthy state. See yourself eating in your healthy state. Whatever your healthy state looks like. Like for me, it is not having the keg, but having the 6-pack would be the vision that I have. I can't see myself with the keg and doing the crunches and whatnot, because then all I'm going to manifest is the continuation of the keg, and my actions will dictate behind that. So you have to be able to get your mental plane, your mental thoughts into the future of whatever it is coming out. Like I already see the store, the next store. I already see it open. I already see what it looks like. I see like the environment in. I see the customers already walking in the door. I see the customers walking out with bags and bags and bags of popcorn and other treats. I see you guys at the seminar. I see me standing there, and we going through this thing. I see people, doing their letters to go out to challenge things on their credit. I see people, I see you, going out and getting the pledge loans that I instruct you to go get that next day. I see you, that Monday, because the seminar is on Saturday because it's an intensive, but I see you guys going and doing it immediately. I see you I see the reviews of you guys saying that, hey, my credit score went up 87 points. My credit score went up, 100 points. I was able to, fund this business. I was able to do this or that because I already see it. So I know that it's already happening. So my actions dictate what's coming because I'm already seeing it. And now many people will go to the law of attraction, the secret, and say, well, that's what the secret says, so you ain't saying nothing different. Well, here's the difference. You have to next understand the law of correspondence, that as above, so below. That whatever happens in the higher planes affect that on the lower planes, and whatever is going on the lower plane affect that's what's in the higher plane. So as you understand that your actions and your thoughts are not just happening in the material world, material plane. Let me put it simply to you. A chicken can just run around by himself and do whatever it chooses. But if the actions of the higher conscious being of a human takes that chicken and put him in a chicken coop, then he's been restricted of his movements now the eggs that the hen lays are now being taken or hatched or fed to people. So the higher plane is affecting the lower planes. This also happens in the thought plane, in the thought process. This happens in how you manifest things. Many of my followers, many people who listen to me, they are involved in ancestry work. So if you have an ancestor who was great at finances, well, if you're thinking as you're meditating, during your meditations, take the time to think about that ancestor. Ask that ancestor, hey, I need help in making sure that I get on Coach Renz 70-10-10-10 plan. I need to make, I need to align my finances so that my budget works in that format. I need, and you think about that person. You think, even if you don't believe in that, the fact that you have access to that or that they are in the spirit plane, even if you don't, even if you're an atheist, I have no problems with that. You can still use the concept to get your mind right. Because if you're using the concept of, my uncle DJ, my auntie Ellen, they were magnificent at managing their finances. I want to think about them, even though, I know they're gone from here. I want to think about them, how they did it. Even if you're an atheist, even if you don't believe in working with ancestors, just the mere thought of you thinking about how they acted, how they moved, how they did things will cause you to act differently and do differently. And they say that when you know better, you do better, but that's not necessarily true. You only do better when you put feet to the fire and do the work. So what I'm saying is, no matter what you believe, when you think about the attributes of other people who you've known in your life or you studied in your life, and if you constantly are thinking about those people, now if you work with ancestors, then you know that their energy works with you and helps you and moves you and do the serendipitous thing. But if you don't, then the mental effect is going to be that you will now start moving the way that they move. You start emulating, you start doing exactly what they did, you start modeling what they did. That was one of the big things that Tony Robbins used to talk about back in the day, about modeling those who have been successful. The book, the 7 Habits of Successful People. You read those books because it's about you modeling what other successful people have done. So why look so far outside yourself when you have in your DNA all the ancestors that have come before you? Your DNA has parts of your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and everyone who is in your family bloodline, your family tree. You have all their attributes in you. The Akashic record has all of that in you. So even if you go with just the scientific understanding of it, you still have all of that in you. So if you can still work with it, work within yourself, the God is inside, and pull that out. So it doesn't really matter what you believe or what format or what methodology. We can all take 11 different roads to get to the same point, to the same point is what I'm saying. So we have to understand of as above, so below. You want to work that so that your mental conscious thoughts become more they become more powerful, because now you'll start modeling. Which brings me to the next one. I'm not going to go through every last one of them in great detail, but one of the next one is the law of cause and effect. Law of cause and effect is so vital to everything that you do, because as you see in the law of mentalism, law of correspondence, you need to commit to action. Without action, nothing happens. But everything happens because of some kind of action. Even your inaction your inaction is an action that creates something. You procrastinate. Your procrastination allows for the actions of other people or the actions of other things to happen, or that inaction causes for maybe a negative thing to happen in your life. Like, for instance, don't pay your light bill. Procrastinate about paying your light bill. Your inaction creates the action of the lights being turned off. You with me? You tracking? You understand that? You got it? So action, no matter what you're doing, you're in action. So for every action there is a reaction. For every cause there is an effect, and for every effect there is a cause. So if you are modeling, if you're working as above, so below, and you're modeling an ancestor, you're modeling maybe some business person that you're studying, you're modeling maybe some singer, some actress, maybe you're modeling some financial guru, some athlete, maybe you're modeling this person. You see this guy in the gym every week, and every week you see what he's doing. You see he's getting better. You see what he's eating, snacking on while he's working out. You start modeling that guy, like, okay, I see on Monday he did biceps and he did back. Okay, on Tuesday he did legs and shoulders. On Wednesday, he did cardio. On Thursday, okay, he did chest and tricep. You start modeling, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm doing the same stuff. Oh, I see he do 3 sets, 3 sets or 4 sets. You start modeling, you watching. And you start modeling what they do. All right. Your action is going to, you may not get the same results he gets because you don't know everything he does. You don't have his genetics, but you start getting a better result because you've seen somebody who's successful at something, and now you're modeling that. You get at least some level of success, and who knows, you may have better genetics and get more success than that person. So we have to understand that for everything you do, there is a response to it. The time I'm taking right now to do this is causing a reaction, both positive and negative, no matter what's going on. There's some supplies I need to get to my store. Me shooting this video right now is delaying the time I get there. I might miss a sale or two because of how long it's going to take to make the product that needs to be made. But making this video also is giving me an opportunity to talk to you, and it may inspire more of you guys to become patrons. It may inspire you to join the Alchemy Tour of Life. It may inspire you to want to get coaching from me. So it has a positive, negative effect. So every action doesn't always just have a positive effect, but can also have a negative effect. But it's about finding the balance to be able to say what's more important at that moment. How can I manage my time at that moment? So when you're doing that with the mentality of what you're manifesting, then you'll start seeing your results, and you'll get those results. All right. But what are the results? Well, this is where I'm going to combine a couple of laws here. Law of polarity, law of rhythm, law of vibration, right? All three. These three are so intertwined with and follow with the law of cause and effect. The law of polarity says that everything is on a pole, right? Everything is on a pole. There is just temperature. Like right now, it's cold. This video ain't gonna be as long as other videos because it's cold out here. And Coach Renz don't do the cold, right? That's that country grammar. We don't do the cold out here. All right, so it's cold to me. To somebody else may come out here, they might be in shorts. Maybe they from Alaska, and this is like summer weather for them because it's like 45 degrees. So for them, this is like, oh, this is nice. But for me, it's cold. So the pole is a perspective first. But it is not hot or cold, it's temperature, right? So it is not rich or poor, it's money, right? It's how much wealth that you have. Let me not say money, it's wealth. You could be here or you could be here, based on how long can you live based on the status of the style of living that you have. Because to some people, $100,000 a year is wealthy. To other people, $100,000 a year is near poverty based on the standard of living. So there is a pole for you to understand where you are on the pole. Now, in order to move either to the right or the left, it depends upon your vibration, your action. How do you vibrate both mentally and physically and spiritually concerning that thing? I told you guys I'm not here by this water because there's currency. The waterfall, a little small waterfall over there is flowing, got a little currency. It ain't a real waterfall, just a little drop rather. But it's current, it's a current, it's moving. It looks stagnant over here, like it's not moving. But I know because that portion over there is falling off the rocks, it's moving, which is causing a ripple effect down here on the bottom portion. So I know that there is current over there. It's just undercurrent. You can't really see it, right? So how you vibrate, sometimes people can't see your vibration, but your vibration is creating a current downstream. Your vibration is causing something to happen a little bit later. Like there are things I'm doing you guys can't see and I don't show you. It'd be great if I could have somebody filming me like most of my day, then you'll see all the things I do. But there are undertones, things that's going on. That's my vibration. It's how I vibrate. How I'm vibrating when I'm in my meditation states. How I'm vibrating when I'm, a perfect example of sometimes how you gotta feel vibrations too. This is like offshoot real quick. How you gotta feel vibration. So I was in a situation recently where a person was angry about something else. When they were angry about something else and they saw me, I could tell that they were angry, even though they said they weren't, because their anger transferred into something that was minor, right? But instead of me getting caught up into their vibration, I sat back and let them have their moment of anger over something small because there was something else bigger going, right? So I knew that there was an undertone of anger somewhere else, or frustration, whatever. I found out later on what it was, but I knew there was an undertone, an undercurrent going on, and I was seeing the results over here in something else. But what I couldn't do is allow that to affect me, and I just sat back. Let my undertone vibration just sit back. Sometimes you got to be that way. You see people are going to talk about you, people are going to dog you about what you're doing or what they think you're not doing. Don't let that bother you. Maintain your own vibration, right? Because you know where you want to go. You know what you want to have in your life. And sometimes it's better when you're dealing with people, and you know you're dealing with them for the long term, that you allow them to have their moments. You know, this is like a relationship thing as well. You allow people to have their moments sometimes. You don't fight every battle. Sometimes with your kids, you don't fight every battle. At work, you don't fight every battle because it disrupts your vibration. It causes a distortion within your vibration. You got to know what's the ripple effect you really want to have. So keep your undertone vibration sometimes to yourself. But then in the other areas, like right there where the water goes over the rocks and it's getting action done, you know, you vibrating heavily right there because you got to create that ripple effect that goes down into the future and creates the streams of money, streams of health, streams of love, streams of whatever it is you want to have in your life. Creates that stream. So get your vibration so that you can move. If you're vibrating faster, higher, it's going to move you up that pole. It's going to move you to the right of the pole. So if you want, you can't expect to have financial blessings if you're sitting at home waiting for a mystery check to just come in the mail. No, you have to vibrate in a way that creates the opportunity for you to have the check. So let me get you guys have seen recently that I was providing popcorn for the Fox Theater for Uncle Renz popcorn. And the thing about that is that 5 years ago, I was negotiating with the Fox Theater in order for me to have their. But you know what? Let me go back farther. 7 years ago, I began talking with a young lady when I first wanted to get into popcorn. She was my popcorn supplier. I befriended her. I did things for her. I gave her information. I was there. I created a relationship with that person. Okay. Now, fast forward a couple years later, I'm negotiating with the Fox Theater to take a space next to them. Things didn't work out, but I created a initial relationship with them. Right now, you get to today, their machine breaks. The person who first got me started with popcorn, they called them first, but they weren't able to fill the order. Her recommendation was, hey, call Uncle Renz Popcorn, because she knew me. She trusted me that she can give that information to them. They called me, and then we did like $8,000+ in business over 4 weeks. Okay, well, 3 weeks, over a 3-week time frame. Now, all of that happened because I started vibrating up a certain pole of creating relationships. I created a relationship a long time ago, and the effects, and that's not the only thing that relationship has created for me. That's not the only, and I know going forward, the more established relationship I now have with the Fox Theater will create even more of a ripple effect. Actually, this encounter has given me other ideas and emboldened me to go out and take additional steps for other things that I've been putting on the back burner. It's causing me to get out of my stagnant state on certain aspects of my business. So you got to be able to understand that and vibrate up that pole. So as you move, and it'll move you up the pole. My bottom line increased by $8,000 up the pole, right? And so you got to think about those. You got to make those kind of connections. You got to do those kinds of things. Now, so that's the law of vibration, with how it affects the law of polarity. Well, the next one is the law of rhythm. I don't even know if I say law of rhythm, but it's the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm is that everything has its flows. Like I said, stagnant, hard flow, medium flow. It has its rhythm. This stream will go, there'll be another point of stagnation, looking like stagnation, and it'll have another point where it has a hard flow, and then ripple effect. Everything has its flow. Actually, some of it is up that way. So everything flows left and right. I was talking about relationships a few weeks ago, or a week ago, and I was saying that as far as the swing to the right of happiness, joy, elation, is as far to the swing of the left of pain, of just the worst heartbroken pain in the world. I was talking about myself, of how I opened my heart back in the day, and went to a super high of love, but then the person cheated on me, and it broke my heart to like the lowest pain of like sitting in the house eating cookies, didn't go outside for like the whole summer, you know, when school broke out, didn't even go outside that whole summer for the most part, just stayed in the house, didn't want to do nothing, didn't want to play with nobody, didn't want to ride my bike, didn't want to ride a motorcycle, didn't want to do nothing, you know. And then a couple years later, but a year or so later, I open my heart again. Everything's great for like so many years. Everything's but then same thing happens, and I find myself in a state where I just didn't care about women, period. I was like, to hell with women. I'm just gonna use and abuse them. But because I'm my grandmother's grandson and my mother's son, it's just not something I'm very good at. Because even if I go into a relationship with that mindset, I wind up caring about the person anyway. So it just wasn't working for me in that format. But I went from that high to that brokenness. The law of rhythm is that way. Now, most people, they're like right here. They don't swing all the way to the right. They're right here. Finances, people stay right here. Usually a person makes, their swings are $10,000 up, $10,000 low. Like if you're a $50,000 a year earner, usually your swing to the right is maybe 60, 70,000. If your swing to the left would be, 40, 30,000. You don't have much of a swing in your life. But that's why you're not really progressing to the high end of things. That's why like people talk about doing things. They talk a good game, but they don't fulfill the game. They talk about being this and being that, but they don't necessarily do it because their true swing is here. If you truly want to manifest something in your life, you got to recognize that you got to put it all to the wind. You got to give it everything you got. This is the entrepreneur idea of you got to eat the banana sandwiches and live on the couch. This is me living in the back of my store for 3 years. Like people celebrate Uncle Renz popcorn now, but what they don't know is that I lived in the back of my store for 3 years. For 3 years, lived in the back of my store. For 2 years, no vehicle, no car. Right? People don't know those parts. People don't understand that journey because I was willing to swing that low. And actually I swung lower. I've lived out of when I was starting UC Fitness, I lived in my truck for 6 months. Sometimes you guys aren't willing to say, I want to build this business. I got to go live with my parents. I got to move back in with my parents. Or in order for me to build this business, because I need to swing for the fences. I need my rhythm to get all the way over there. And then when you get there, then you learn how to polarize. If you know how y'all saying your swing is here? When you get to the right, learn how to just swing here. Polarization. You are doing polarization because you know how much pain you can take and you know how much, you're comfortable in your misery, basically. So you're already polarizing right here. But swing for the fences and then polarize. Swing for the fences of love, then polarize. Swing for the fences of health, then polarize. Swing for the fences of finances, then polarize. You see why you guys got to come to the alchemy, the alchemy of life tour. This is why you got to come, because I'm just giving you the brief. All right. And then the last one is the law of gender, male and female. Now, in the material world, I can tell you this: I know many men who would be amazingly great financially if they had the right female with them, the right woman. I hate using that term, female, but they have the right woman. I know many women who would be amazingly great if they had the right man with them. And for those who are of other sexual orientation, it's about energy, male energy, female energy. If the male energy and the female energy both rise in Kundalini energy, both are balanced, both are going up the caduceus and meeting at the pineal gland, which is where your vision comes from. Then your vision is the dictation of your life, is how you see life, how life winds up ending up for you. When they're balanced, you get greatness in whatever areas that you're being balanced in, right? You maybe show me a male and female who are balanced in romance, amazing, great romantic relationship. Show me male and female, the power couple, who are balanced in networking and building business and building finances. They are amazing, great over here. They have balance in that. Many of us need to understand, in order to manifest something, you got to have male and female. Everything is birthed from male and female. You cannot have male and birth the child. Let's look at reality of life. 2 males cannot reproduce. 2 females cannot reproduce naturally. Naturally. I'm not talking about artificially, naturally. I know of a lesbian couple. They had a baby by allowing a dude to impregnate one of the girls. And then they had the baby for themselves. They still had to have the male energy present. You gotta have male. The 2 eggs can't make a baby. You need an egg and a sperm, right? In order to make a baby. It's just the way it is, nature, it's how it is. So energetically, when you're manifesting, you got to have balance in your inner male and female energy. Many people make money, they become rich and wealthy, but they're miserable. They're out of balance. People are poor as shit and they're miserable. They're out of balance. People are rich as hell. They're ecstatic, they're elated, they have greatness in their life. They're balanced. People are poor as dirt, but they're happy because they still have a balance, because the finances is not the finances is not a determining factor for their happiness. So there's a lot that goes into it, into the male-female energy, into having happiness. What is happiness? You got to first determine what makes you happy. You know, I saw a stupid thing while I was at the bank today. It said that Canada is spending money researching the happiness of chickens. Now, I understand some people are going to say, well, if you have a happy chicken, then the meat is happier and you don't have all that negativity in the meat when you eat it. And that's true. It's just that they're spending money on that when they got people flying to America to get surgeries and stuff. You know, I'm just saying. I understand it, but there are better ways to spend your money to me. But that's me. Maybe they want to do it because they want their people in Canada eating happy chickens so that they feel better. I don't eat meat, so it doesn't really matter to me too much. But anyway, the thing is, it takes a balance of masculine and feminine energy. And we all have masculine and feminine energy. That's why the health symbol is the caduceus, because it's a balance within yourself. The staff representing your spine, the two serpents representing male and female energy, the wings of Mayat is balance and judgment, and then the cone the pine cone at the top is hitting the pineal gland, which is your vision, and also the two serpents represent wisdom. I know many people from different religions are going to say, oh, snakes are evil because the serpent in the garden. All right. Anyhow, serpents have always represented wisdom, and if you go back to my videos by Inky and all them kind of stuff, you'll understand more of that as well. So I just want to take a few minutes to talk to you guys about that. Please go ahead and join the tour, Alchemy Tour of Life. You know, that's at coachrenz.com/Z store. Join the one that's in your city. People have been asking me about doing a webinar of it. So tell me what you think. Do you want me to do a webinar as well, or just a webinar and not come to your city? So let me know how you guys want that delivered, because it's not about me coming to you. It's not about me, how it's done. It's about serving you. So let me know how you want it done. If you guys would rather it's just a webinar instead of me coming to your cities, let me know. If you rather I come to your city, let me know. But you'll let me know by where you take action. If you don't sign up, then you don't want it, basically. And I'm not one above to say that the market dictates what it is. So you guys have a great day. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. And watch these other videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.